Hi, I'm John Byrne with Poets&Quants. Welcome to another edition of our one-on-one video series. Today we have in the studio Jeff Bergstrand, who is the Associate Dean of Graduate Business Programs at the Mendoza College of Business at the University of Notre Dame in beautiful South Bend, Indiana.
Good to be here, John.
So Jeff, you have two mainstream MBA programs. You have 1 year accelerated program for people who want to really take an intense summer and then get into it. And then you have your traditional 2-year program. How do you sort out which program is better for you?
Yeah, I think for the individual, they have to ask whether or not having an internship and potentially a career switch is important for them. The 2-year program is very much geared towards that internship in the summer. That's the distinguishing factor. We're one of the fewer schools that has a 1-year program where they actually start in June. They come in as students that have some quant background from an engineering side or a science side, maybe an undergraduate degree in business, although that's not required. As long as they've had some statistics and accounting, they're then immersed in a very deep dive in terms of that first summer, that first 10 weeks of learning the foundations of business, or in the case of some previous undergraduates in business, refreshing themselves on those aspects. And then they join, in the fall, they join the second years of the 2-year program, where they have a wide swath of elective classes that they take. But the key distinguishing factor is if they want to do it in 3 semesters, they have that opportunity. And by the fall, after even starting in June, they then have access to recruiters and getting into their career development.
So it's all about career transition. If you're going to switch disciplines, industries, maybe geographies, you might be better off in a 2-year program.
Exactly. And I want to emphasize that the faculty that teach in both programs, these are basically the same faculty. So they're getting the same faculty and they're getting the same education in both. It's just whether or not they want to spread it over that longer period in order to secure that internship.
And the distinguishing features of the MBA program at Mendoza are what?
I'd say the distinguishing features are very much the curriculum. And also say in terms of experiential learning opportunities. We very much want to try to customize the MBA experience for the students. When they first come in, right after orientation, we immerse them in a couple of days of integral leadership development, where we do a tremendous amount of self-assessment. We think it's very important for the leaders of tomorrow and the managers of tomorrow to know who they are. So we do some assessments. We have faculty associated with integral leadership, a very holistic view of leadership. They're getting leadership coaching, they're getting career development coaching, and we're immersing them while at the same time learning those foundation and awareness classes. Then by just the beginning of the second semester, we immerse the students more in leadership and organizational behavior, strategy, management, communications, as we start to get the student to think about their own particular career.
And then you have interterm immersions, you have an international immersion, and you have MBA mentoring. Talk a little bit about those 3 aspects of the program.
Okay. So before they get onto the fall break, this interterm. And in the very first semester of the program, they all jointly take together a case competition in terms of which has an element of corporate social responsibility. They have then 3 more interterms. And in the interest of experiential learning, we bring in corporations, representative teams from corporations that in many cases are part of our strong and broad alumni network. They come in and they provide case opportunities. So students have, in that second, third, and fourth interterms, they have choices in terms of particular industries, particular types of cases, and doing a hands-on analysis. These are live cases, and I know for a fact that many corporations have benefited from having these insights of the students, and of course the students benefited from providing those analyses. On the international front, we're very much interested in globalization. We have programs tied with China, where the students go abroad to China. They can go abroad to Chile. We also have, in the interest of experiential learning, we've developed increasingly some externships, where some of the students actually go outside the university and tie with the business corporations in terms of getting experiential learning and working on projects. We have a corporate ambassador program where students interact with corporations. A lot of these are alumni related. We have a graduate business alumni board, so not just alumni throughout the university, but an actual board to help coordinate graduate business alums across our 7 programs that we have at the graduate level, but also mentoring in terms of the international immersions that we have also in the executive MBA programs.
That's a lot to think about.
We like to keep busy at Notre Dame.
How are the outcomes for MBA students?
Last year we placed 100% in internships, so we can't do much better than that on the internship front. But also, it's not just quantity, but it's also quality. And the quality is where we're placing students. Placements in Cisco, Intel, SAP are employers of a large number of our students. In the financial side, we have Bank of America, UBS, Citibank, many others in terms of employers on the financial side, Procter & Gamble, and others in terms of products of that nature.
So Jeff, help me imagine being there. What's it like to study in South Bend?
South Bend is a medium-sized city, about 250,000 with the adjacent city of Mishawaka. So it's not the largest city, but we're very close to Chicago. That's one of the benefits. It takes 90 minutes to get to Chicago from where we are. But when you step on the campus, it's an absolutely beautiful campus in a neo-Gothic design. It's a very inviting campus. But the other thing is that our graduate business programs, or MBA program, the 2-year is about 130 students. The 1-year program is another 60 to 65 students. So as MBA programs go, it's a fairly small program. But one of the benefits of a smaller program is the students really get to know one another. So they get to know one another on a personal level, on teams, and in terms of the classes, where the classes are just the right size, where you can have good interaction, they're very lively and very interactive in classes. And so it sets the stage along with the mission of the university and the mission of the college. Father Soren, who was the priest that started the University of Notre Dame back in 1842, had the goal of educating the mind and the heart. We take that seriously. Every college, every program thinks about that at Notre Dame. And so when students step on that campus and become part of really what it is, a Notre Dame family and that community. But beyond that, it's also about the organization. It's about loyalty to the organization. It's about the efficiency of the organization, using the tools of business to enhance that organizational structure. But the third pillar is also the greater good. Business, advancements of markets, development of markets. This is what's raised standards of living throughout the world. We see it now in the developing economies of China and India. They can't prosper without that advance of business, without that markets. Business is a force for good. It's a force for advancing things and helping society.
Jeff, thank you.
Thank you.
This is John Byrne with Poets&Quants. Thanks for watching.